Hey, welcome back, guys. Raising Kanan's season finale was a tension-filled roller coaster ride, highlighted by Kanan's unpardonable sin towards the cops by his mother's urging. The backlash was imminent, placing all parties involved, and even some who were not, in the direct line of fire. I'm here to break it all down in typical Top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Power. Here we go. WTF moment number 10, the Blood of Kanan. Kanan's love of the headshot wouldn't prevail during his first real chance at one. He foolishly left Howard's fate in the air and stumbled upon fleeing, scraping his hands in the process. This could be something that haunts the budding hustler from an evidence standpoint. That is, if Howard chooses to talk. More on that later. WTF moment number 9, return of the Scrap Eye. Scrap made his long-awaited return in the finale, helping Kanan to evade the onslaught of police mounted from an attempt on one of their own. His injuries have left him a walking cyclops, but his grit and vigor continue to propel the loyal Thomas family soldier. Towards the end of their brief reunion, the two acknowledge respect for one another's criminal prowess, one seasoned and one developing. WTF moment number 8. Who, me? Rel conveys Howard's shooting to Neek, surprising the young kingpin. Then, he delivers worse news. Unique's name has been circulating in Howard's attempted murder. A flabbergasted Unique puts the pieces together and orders his men to take immediate precaution. WTF moment number 7. Out of sight. Rock escorts Kanan to the bodega, where she intends to hide him until Marvin arrives to take him out of town. Rock thanks her son for doing her dirty work, and the two part for the final time. WTF moment number 6. Marvin Impossible. Marvin hilariously infiltrates Neek's hotel disguised as maintenance and using a gas leak scare as motive. While inside, he plants Neek's jacket in the closet, the same jacket witnessed fleeing the scene of Howard's shooting. He does so just in time as well, because just when he drops it, Neek arrives with his family in an attempt to get out of Dodge. WTF moment number 5, open season. Burke pulls up on Jukebox and hassles her for information regarding Howard's shooting. Juke feigns ignorance and covers for Rock and Kanan amidst Burke's questioning. Burke's partner then uncovers clothes and cash from Juke's bag, items unbeknownst to the cops that are on their way to Kanan for safe passage. WTF moment number 4, caught up. Marvin gets pulled over trying to make it to Kanan and is subsequently questioned by the police. After a tense exchange, the officers remove him from the vehicle at gunpoint, unknowingly throwing a monkey wrench in Rock's final wave of her infamous plan. While at the station, Marvin learns that it was indeed Tony behind his highway arrest, something she'll be answering for undoubtedly in the next season. WTF moment number 3, out the game. Lulu confronts Rock at the high-rise headquarters about shooting Howard. She reveals that it was Kanan she enlisted for the dirty deed, which further disenchants her brother. After he admonishes her, he drops a bomb of his own. He's out the business and has wanted out since the D-Wiz fiasco. Rock refuses to allow her brother to exit and reaffirms her flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood philosophy to her reluctant baby brother. WTF moment number 2, a unique plot. Neek arrives at his hotel with his family, gathering their belongings to get out of Dodge. After slowly piecing together Rock's plan, he finds his jacket, and the full thing finally comes into fruition. Upon the moment of clarity and realization, the police kick down his door and arrest the fledgling kingpin for the murder of a cop. And WTF moment number 1, a symphony for your thoughts. Following Marvin's failure to carry out her final and most important aspect of her plan, Rock surprisingly reaches Symphony to get Kanan out of town. His appearance was a major surprise given him and Rock's last exchange. However, the guy who y'all deemed Symphony comes through for Rock in the clutch and gets his surrogate son, student, and perhaps future understudy out of harm's way. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. An offhand mention of Genesis 10 crept into the finale by one of the churchgoers and associates of Rock's mother. He referenced what's sometimes called the Table of Nations in reverence of Kanan's name and its significance. In biblical history, Kanan was Noah's grandson and Ham's son. Ham's transgression against his father led to a cursing of his bloodline, i.e., the curse of Ham. The Canaanites and the evil that lionized them stem from this original sin. The mention of such a story here is to emphasize Canan's position as a cursed child. His mother, Rock, Ham in theory, was cursed due to her transgressions against her mother, who'd be Noah in theory. Her mother's sins originally kicked off this domino effect of dysfunction, Noah's drunkenness in theory, and her mother's drug use in actuality, as alluded to by Marvin in 109. Because Rock is cursed, she transfers that energy to her offspring, cemented by having him carry out the unthinkable. The upside-down camera angle is a classic portrayal of a king, or queen in this case, turned on their head. It signifies disorder, chaos, and the complete betrayal of all things deemed righteous. It's the truth in reverse, and Rock's decision encompasses all of the above. Also, remember too that Rock is donning the red, establishing her position as not only devious, but unapologetic. Jukebox gathered her cousin at the moment he needed it most, and in poetic fashion, might I add. Her soliloquy on the nature of adolescence, fear, and fuck-ups was sensible and pertinent to not just Kanan, but Tariq as well. Those two arcs have formed an interesting parallel now that we're seeing Kanan in his youth, and we've seen Tariq's maturation into adulthood. Her words challenge the viewer to re-examine their once burning hatred of a kid who made kid mistakes, trying to play in grown territory. This might be small in the grand scheme of things, but how in the fuck did Lou make it up all those stairs to Rock? Remember, the building that houses their product didn't have an elevator. Rock was on the 8th floor, and Lulu could barely breathe due to his injuries. How he ain't fainting the stairwell? Nigga was moving off pure adrenaline or something. Kanan learned a hard lesson in his development into the realest nigga to ever walk the Powerverse. Not even your own mama can be trusted in the game. This was highlighted by Jukebox, of course, who was always miles ahead of her cousin from a hustler perspective. She practiced something that Kanan was still learning, the art of intense realism. Her life had shown her as much. Interestingly enough, 50 Cent himself covers this theme in his joint book with Robert Greene, entitled The 50th Law. Of the 10 hustler-themed chapters/mandates, the very first one is titled Intense Realism. Kanan's future prowess was largely due to this reality, and it's refreshing to see where he picked it up. And finally, Symphony probably wished he missed that emergency call from Rock. Though he does love her, he's officially in the game now as an accomplice and getaway driver if the shit ever hits the proverbial fan. But that being a nice guy shit is a motherfucker, and Simp is about to embark on a journey he could have never dreamed of, unfortunately. And that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on the finale? Be sure to drop them below in the comments. I have more thoughts on the finale coming soon in our 10 burning questions video, as well as predictions for season 2 and where this whole shit show could be headed. So be sure to stay tuned. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.